my student. Today we are going to study about quality control method of RBI. My dear student, it is very important to know what are the quality methods of RBI adopted in our country. The first method, that is called consumer credit. My dear student, every consumer wants a credit. You have already heard about installment system or hire purchase. Hire purchase is new for you because in installment you have already heard about down payment and different type of this installment. So what are the criteria and what are the limits to give a down payment to the company or bank? So it is also decided by central bank. This approach is called consumer credit regulation. My dear student, it is very important to know about the down payment. Sometimes you heard about the down payment is very less, and sometimes you heard about the down payment is very more. What is the reason? When RBI or central bank wants to create a credit in an economy, so they want to reduce the down payment. So this way you can say that with the help of this reducing the down payment, economy can boost up. So whatever the number of installment, what is the down payment limit, it all decided by our central bank of any country because it comes under the guideline of the central bank. So it is called consumer regulation of credit. The second point is that margin requirement. So my dear student, what is the margin requirement? Margin means that is the limit. Here you have to understand margin. You have already heard about sometime that mortgage. When we have give a mortgage to a bank, the bank provides a loan. So the amount of mortgage assets and whatever the amount of the loan you are getting, that difference is called margin. Suppose if you want to get a loan through the debenture, so you have to keep, for example, I am taking, you want to give a collateral security, this is called secured loan. You are going to give 1 lakh rupees, for example, you are going to give 1 lakh rupees debenture and you are getting 80,000 rupees loan. So this 20,000 is called margin. So this margin is going to be increased or decreased time to time when economy require. So whatever the RBI decided, it should be decided on the basis of market, because RBI sometimes wants to create credit in a market and sometimes wants to reduce the credit facility. You have already studied why you want to reduce the credit facility in the market, because when the supply and you have already studied about supply and demand. When there is a more demand, then RBI is going to decrease the credit facility. When there is a more supply, then RBI is going to increase the credit facility in the market. Now come to the third point. Third point is that credit rationing. Credit rationing means that you are limiting the amount. So the RBI also make the guidelines what amount should be given to this criteria to that criteria. That is called the limit. So you can easily say that the central bank also give a guidelines to the commercial bank about the fixing the loan amount, okay, and what about the limiting the loan amounts or advances to the commercial bank. There are two types of things here, my dear students. The credit rationings are two types. When RBI gives a loans to commercial bank and commercial banks, second is that commercial banks gives loans to the public. So both condition RBI decided what should be the limit. That limit of is called credit rationing. Now the third point is that moral succession. My dear student, moral means that is moral influence. So sometimes RBI or central bank gives a moral influence to the commercial bank as well as public also. What is the moral influence? You have to understand. There's sometime RBI gives suggestions, advices to the commercial bank, but it is informal. Okay, so he gives a suggestion why. Sometimes the central bank feels that due to the not speculative that sometimes some banking commercial bank gives a more loan to the particular type of the people. So the RBI is going to decide that gives the influence that moral means that here moral means that we are facing two types of people, rich and poor, so they get equity. This nature is, you can say that the morals is influence to the commercial bank. Now the fourth point, that is called publicity. My dear student, here publicity means commercial bank of any country already depends upon central bank. So every country of central banks gives the publicity. Publicity means what? It gives the facts and figures to the media. Okay, what is the facts and figures? There are two facts and figures relating. First is that fiscal policy, second is that monetary policy. So whatever the fiscal policy and monetary policy is taken by RBI during a particular period of time. So time to time he express own views to the media person and also influencing the banks as well as people opinion also. It takes the opinion of people also. You can say that some political leaders also gives the people behalf of people, they are going to give some ideas. So that is called publicity. It is comes to the public matter. So whatever the facts, figures relating the monetary policy, we have already studied CRR, SLR, repo rate, reserve repo rate, etc. So that should be give to the public domain on the by the internet or any media person. So my dear student, I hope you understand this topic. It is very important for your examination because in every examination it asks what is the qualitative credit control methods used by central bank. So there are 4 points: consumer credit, margin requirement, credit rationing, moral succession and publicity. All these 4 points you have to keep remember. This is, I think there will be a 3 marks question will come. At least you have to learn out of three points from here and write your notes in your copy. Thank you, my dear student.